All right. Quick speed round. You ready?
Yes.
You just mentioned one of your books, which was great. Is there another book or TED Talk or article that had a big impact on you?
Yes, The Four Agreements. I recently read it, and it's just kind of like opened my mind, and it's really amazing book. I mean, it helps me sort of relax into like what's happening right now in business and realize that, it's okay for change. And as long as you're really, doing your best and not beating yourself up for failing and just all these really great things in the book. It was quite inspirational. So I'm still excited about it and go back to it and keep reading little parts of it.
Yeah, I love that book. I've read it about 6 times, and every time I read it, it's at a different phase of my life, and it's as if I never even read it before. It's kind of it's an odd experience, but I love that book. I love that book. You mentioned earlier about your mentor, but another piece of wisdom that had a big impact on you?
Well, there was when I was very young, someone had suggested to me that it might be better if I'm more authentic about who I am, because I tend to be kind of a quirky person. And I realized that over the years, when I try to be what I'm not and try to act like what I'm not and try to be more like when I was corporate and trying to dress the part, it didn't really serve me as well as if I'm just me.
Yeah.
And it always serves me better to just be me.
Yeah.
So that was a great bit of advice. And then the other bit of advice, which I always try to pass on to other people, is there's no crying in t-shirts.
Yeah. I like that. That's a good one. That's a good one. I love that. Yeah. T-shirts are the greatest. All right. Let's, last question, Janet. Your mentor, you said, is always saying, hey, I'm just trying to make you better. What is one thing that everybody can do to try to make themselves better?
One thing. Well, I think for me, the one thing I'm always trying to make myself better is to forgive myself for like, I tend to like, think back and I'm just trying to analyze and how could I have done that better? But to just not worry about like whether you failed or not, just, worry about like, I don't know. It's hard to say, but it's like, just don't beat yourself up. I think that's.
Yeah. The way I put that is there's no such thing as a failure, just only lessons. And maybe you look at it as an expensive seminar that you went to, right? Where you were forced to learn the lesson. I want to extract one thing that I thought was pretty powerful, Think Community, which is we should always be surrounding ourselves with people like Janet's mentor who see potential in us and can get us to that level of potential. It's really, really, it's so critical. I think sometimes, people surround themselves with the wrong people or people who bring them down or people who want to keep them down. And that's just, I want to kind of open everybody's consciousness to say, do your best to surround yourself with people who help you grow, who help you evolve, who see your potential and are selfless to get you there.